Do you just get overwhelmed sometimes by life coming at you? That there's just, you wake up in the morning and it just feels like, oh God, you look at your day ahead and rather than saying thank you guys, like, oh my God, how am I going to get it all done? And you look at your to-do list and it's like you're just ticking things off and wondering where in the world are you going to get these things done, that you just want the world to stop. And then on top of it, you think about how in the world am I going to fit my dream into all of this? Well, my name is Felicia Searcy, your Dream Life Activator. It is my joy to be your partner in believing. And in this Facebook training, you're in my Facebook, Ultimate Life Now. And once a week I come in and I do a training. I want to help you. I want to show you how to overcome overwhelm, where that feeling of there's just way too much coming at me won't have the power to stop you any longer. And I encourage you to join me tomorrow where I dig deeper into this, offering a free masterclass. The link is in the description. Come hang out for 90 minutes to really deepen your understanding of how to keep your dream going. All right, so this whole business around overwhelm, it just feels like that you can't quite catch your breath, and you wake up and after very little sleep, and you look at your calendar and you look at your to-do list and you wonder, how in the world am I going to get it all done? Good, Esther. Good to see you, Esther. And there's a part of you that just wants to just pull the cover over your head and just make the day go away. But you can't, that there's just so much riding on you, so much counting on you. What in the world do you do? And then there's this piece about, and how do I even begin to think about fitting my dream into this? Here's the thing about your dream. Your dream requires new activity, right? It requires new action. Your dream is not part of your current routine. And so when you think about activating those action steps that are related to your dream. And the thing that I hear from clients before we start working together is that they look at, how in the world am I going to fit my, quote, my dream into this? I can't even get my life as it is into my day. Well, so I have 3 tips for you to help you dismantle overwhelm so you can stay focused on the thing that's really important to you. All right, so here's the thing I want you to understand. Overwhelm, people often talk about that they just need to learn how to manage time. They just, if I could just manage time. And then I heard somebody else say, if I could manage activities. Well, I'm going to disagree on both of those. It's not about managing time, because you can never manage time. Time is just doing what time's going to do. It's not even about managing activities. It's about managing your relationships. If you really look at what the cause of overwhelm is, it's usually because you are saying yes to things that are not yours to say yes to. That you are taking things on that you got no business taking on. And so when the first tip, so here's the first tip, and then the other 2 are going to build off of it. The first tip in learning how to overcome overwhelm is learning how to say no. All right, so everybody together, put it in the comment section. Learn how to say no. No is a complete sentence. What happens is, and especially you as a member of this community, you have such a big heart. Somebody comes to you, they want something, they need something. You feel like that it's your responsibility. You can do it. Yeah, good, Esther. That you should be able to do it. And here's the thing. Yes, you could do everything that comes to you, right? Because you're amazing. You're a superwoman. You're a superman. But it just because you can do it. In fact, I just got off a call with a client who, has a number of things that she knows she needs to do. But she said, when's the point to turn these over? And I'm like, now. Gay Hendricks, it's your zone of excellence, but it's not your zone of genius. Now's the time to turn it over. But what happens is that there's this big-hearted part of you that thinks that you should be able to do it, or there's this really smart part of you that says, well, I know how to do it. I should be able to get all of this taken care of. And you just get so spread out. And what gets lost in all of that are the things that are most important to you. Because we put the needs of other people, and I'm putting myself, I use the word we because I'm in this too, because we put the needs of other people first, your dreams, your desires, they get backburnered. And what I hear so often from, you members of the community and clients, especially when we first start working together, is the thought of bringing you to the front burner, the thought of bringing what you want and your dream and your desire to the forefront starts feeling selfish. You start feeling guilty. You start wondering, who am I taking away from if I put myself first? Or, who do I think I am? Who am I to think that my dream is important? And so that's tip number 3, is to know that your dream matters. Actually, you know what? Let's change the order here. All right, so number 1, it's to learn how to say no. And so the thing that here's the action step that I have for you to take in relationship to this. For 3 days, so you can do this. I don't mean to be adding one more thing to your plate, but it's a short hurt for a long-term gain. For 3 days, I'm going to encourage you to track every activity that you're doing. Just on a sheet of paper, just track the activities that you're doing. Hey, Shelly, it's so good to see you talking about overwhelm. Now, so, 11 to 11:15, here's what I did. 11:30 to 12, here's what I did. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a big, long narrative. Just write down the activity. What's the activity that you did? Then at the end of that, I want you to go through and I want you to highlight everything that somebody else should be doing and could be doing. And the reason why I want you to do it that way is because I want you to see how much of your day is spent on things that you got no business doing. There's been a couple clients that I've mailed them a hula hoop. I have a hula hoop analogy. It's like, only bring things into your hula hoop or only the things that you can do. And that if you start bringing other things into your hula hoop, you don't have enough room for you. You get swallowed up. The other thing about this is that when you get super clear about what are the things that are for you to do, and what are the things that the other people in your life should be doing and can do, you start developing an awareness of where you step in and actually, how do I want to say this? Actually take their opportunity away from them to discover something about themselves or, to learn through the struggle. There's lots of reasons why we step in. Where it's habit, routine, this is what you've done in the past. But I want you to track all of the activities and really be honest with yourself. Not that part of you that says, well, I can do that and I should do that. But deep down, listen, notice, do you contract in the presence of that activity? That tells you it's somebody else's. It is, and you don't have to identify necessarily who it is right now, but you want to identify, this is mine, this is not mine. And notice how much time you have if you were to take those activities out that are not yours to do, that they truly are somebody else's to do. Now, we're talking about managing relationships. I'm not talking about delegating and bringing somebody else and to do something for you. That's a whole nother lie. But I'm talking about doing the things that other people should be doing for themselves. Because tip number 2, so tip number 1 is to get clear about where your no is in terms of, I really appreciate you asking me to participate or to do that, but I'm going to pass. And if you can't say no in the moment, say, you know what? Let me give that some thought. Let me think about it. Put that in the comment section. It will buy you some time. And then what I want you to do after you said, let me think about it, I want you to literally see that activity on your calendar, physically see that activity on your calendar, and notice how it feels to see it on your calendar. This is before you say yes, but you want to live with it on your calendar before you say yes to see, wow, I love knowing that that's on my calendar, whatever that activity is. Or, oh, God, how could I have said yes to that? How did I get roped into that? I got a call at 4:30 on Thursday morning, and because I'm speaking on the East Coast, and I was thinking, how did I say yes to that? Now, I'm excited, But, if I would have lived with it on my calendar for a little bit, I probably would have said, thank you for the invite. I'm going to pass. So if you are not able to say no right away, I want you to practice. I want you to say, let me think about it. Put it on your calendar before you say yes and see what it feels like to physically have it on your calendar. All right, so that's number one. Number two, when you say no, you want to manage your anxiety around somebody else's disappointment, because so often we say yes out of fear of disappointing somebody else. And so you want to have structures in place to help you manage that discomfort in the face of somebody else's disappointment that you've by you saying no, you've disappointed them. And so a couple things to put in place. First of all, and this is part of number 3, understand that your time matters. What's important to you matters. And so it's right for you to say no to something that you know is not yours to do. And here's the other thing that I want you to do. I want you to see the person who asked you to do something or extended an invitation where there's a part of you that felt compelled to want to say yes because you felt like you needed to say yes. I want you to see that person as whole and see that person as complete and able to manage their own disappointment around your no. And you can even say, I realize that you may be disappointed and I'm going to take that as a compliment. And it's just, I need to say no right now. And you don't even have to give an explanation. The part of you that wants to slip into an explanation, now, if you want to, you can, but you don't have to give an explanation in order for you to say no. You can just simply say, I'm going to pass right now. I'm going to pass on this at this time. Thank you for thinking of me, and I'm going to pass. And if it's somebody close, wrap your arms around yourself. You're going to want to wrap your arms around them. This is not about managing their disappointment. It's about managing your anxiety around their disappointment. And you want to give them the dignity to have whatever reaction or response that they're going to have. And so you want to wrap your arms around you and support you in knowing you're okay. You're okay if this person is unhappy with you. For now. And if they're permanently unhappy, if this is a pattern, then you may need to rethink that relationship. All right. So number 1, learn how to say no. What's yours, what's not. Number 2, you want to manage the anxiety that you have around somebody else being unhappy with you. And then number 3, and this is where this is all leading to, own that your dream matters. Own that what matters to you matters. You're not being selfish. You're not being self-centered. You're not, disregarding the needs of others. You are saying, I matter. I matter. Esther, you matter. Shelley, you matter. Anybody else who's watching this, you matter. Go back to what I talk about repetitively around how your dream is not generating from you. You are not the origination point of your dream. The origination point of your dream is life force energy seeking a richer, freer, fuller expression through you and by means of you. And when you own that and see me, feel me, looking you in the eye, and knowing it for you in those times that you may not be able to know it for yourself, you let yourself come to the front of your list. When we don't know that we matter, we let other things become more important. But when you understand that your dream, your desire, with seeking expression through you, it's important. It's vital. It's necessary. When you get that, and again, just lean into my belief right now, you become willing to say no to something else or to somebody else in order for you to keep what's important to you at the forefront. And you become willing to learn how to manage your anxiety around somebody else's disappointment because you have claimed your spot, that you matter, and your dream matters. All right, so share in the comment section what really stood out for you and join me. Let's really dig into this so much deeper tomorrow, because this is the stuff that stops you from living your dream. Free masterclass tomorrow. The only thing I ask is that you make a charitable contribution to a charity that's important to you, that matters to you, and come hang out for 90 minutes and let's dig into the formula of how to live your ultimate life now. The registration is up in the description. All right, so I'd love to hear your takeaways on this. My name is Felicia Searcy, your Dream Life Activator. It is my joy to be your partner in believing. Your dream is my passion. Love you. Mwah. God bless.